Hi, welcome back. I'm Dave, and we're playing Banished right now. We started this a little while ago, and we have a nice little town that's up and running. So in case you didn't catch the first part, let's walk you through it. Over on this side of the town, this edge of town, we have a nice little pen to keep our sheep in. Got a number of sheep, 8 of them right now, and room for plenty more. As we move this way across the town, we also have this wonderful little lake, a very peaceful, wonderful little lake. And we've got some people fishing in the lake, and our ever-present deer. They like to stay very close by and watch. There's a little fawn right there as well. It's kind of nice. Over here on this side of town, we've got some farms. We're growing mostly beans right now. We have a teacher in our schoolhouse. We have a small number of houses. All the people that live and work in this little town that they've created. We have a woodcutter. No one's working there right now because we have a decent amount of firewood. But when we need more, that's what'll happen. We'll have someone cutting that wood. And as we run out of tools or jackets, we'll get someone to fill in with those too. And over on this edge of town, yet more deer. We have a gathering hut. Supplies our town with some mushrooms and onions, things that they forage and find in the woods. And we've got a forester's lodge, and their only job right now is to plant new trees. So that instead of just taking all of the trees, we're giving some back to our little town. And when we left things off, we were just waiting for some of our students to grow up a little bit more. When they're fully grown, they'll also become workers for us. But until that time, we've got quite enough people, and we can get all of our jobs done. You can see our people are walking the fish over. They're going to take that over to the storage barn over there. One thing we could do to help them, to make things go a little more smoothly for them, is to put in another storage barn on this side of town. And so that's what we'll do. So that just makes sense. As the town grows, we'll need more than one place to store all of our food. Right now we don't have much food, but we'll certainly be getting more as we go. And at some point, we'll build a town hall. And when we have the town hall, we'll have more records and more information to show us how we're doing, how the food is coming in, how many children and adults we have in comparison to one another, that kind of thing. It's good to know things. Knowledge is very important, especially in a small town like this, where every advantage we can use will be a good one, a positive one for us. I like our little town. Everyone seems to have a place and a purpose. It's all too easy in this day and age to feel like you don't fit in, like you don't have a place, like you don't have a purpose. And so it's nice when we play a game like this that we can see that everyone does have a place and a purpose, and sometimes it's just a matter of finding out what that is. The thing I like about Banished is that I can just relax and play and enjoy and create. It's one of my big beliefs is that life is what you make. Life is what you bring into it, what you create within it. And so things like these videos, things like the town, they're all created in some way or another. You can see more of our people wandering out, taking some of the wood over here to finish building the storage barn. So once all of the logs show up, then they'll bring some stone over. And once that's done, we'll have to assign someone to start building the storage barn itself. Our crops are almost done for the season. And I think we'll find once this storage barn is ready, the food will start coming in a little bit quicker than it is right now. And that'll be a good thing. So we don't want anyone to starve. We want to make sure everyone has enough. So now we need to find someone to build for us. Soon our crops will be picked. And once they're picked, the farmers will need something to do for the winter. Their job will be done. We can get them to help us build as well. Be interesting as an experiment to try to live in a little village like this, sort of subsisting on your own, making do with what you have. One thing we don't have right now is what the game calls an herbalist. And what they do is, if we're not providing the people with the 4 food groups, the herbs will help out with that. So you can see here that the people are fairly healthy, but could be healthier. So once we get a few extra people, we will do that. And now our building is about ready to begin. It's summer now. Middle of the summer, people seem to be enjoying themselves, enjoying their weather. Those nice long summer afternoons. Putting in a good day's work and then enjoying, relaxing, enjoying each other's company. Something to be said for that in the summer. Being able to get together with friends and enjoy each other's company. In the winter, we can do it too. It just becomes more intimate, more indoors. We sit around a fireplace and enjoy each other's company. It's another thing that's very easy to forget in this day and age, is that we do from time to time need to get together and spend some time with each other. Not just on the phone or through a computer screen, but face to face. Our storage barn is just about done now. And there we go. Make sure our fishermen are... Now they don't have very far to go at all. All they have to do is walk next door and put their fish in. And that will help increase the amount of fish that they're bringing in to make sure that everybody's got some food to last them through the winter. The game tells us that we're a bit low on food, but it's nothing to worry about. It's time when the harvest comes in. Sense of accomplishment as we see the baskets getting full, getting walked over to our storage barns. Our trees are starting to come in. Our deer are very happy. Little baby deer there, little doe. Another one standing under a tree here. Wouldn't that be wonderful to have a little village where you could live with nature instead of in opposition to it? Instead of chasing the animals away, they would just wander through town. Our sheep are still happy, and yet another sheep. Now we have a little baby sheep there. Lamb. Got 9 now. I think the next thing we need to start building again is yet another house. We need to make sure that our families have room to grow and somewhere to live. The basic things in life, the necessities. So another thing I like about this game a lot is that you can provide for these people, that it's your job to make sure that they're good and healthy and happy. That's a role that I play in my own life as well. I have a family that I provide for. So it's something that's important to me. You probably have something or someone or someones that you provide for as well, whether it's just yourself or a family. Providing for yourself is very important too. It's something that we often forget. Take care of ourselves, to give ourselves some credit, to be good to ourselves instead of just focusing on the negative and beating ourselves up. Sometimes it's good to pat ourselves on the back, to take a bit of credit for what we do accomplish instead of worrying about what we don't. And so our people continue to build and bring food in and take care of one another. Put in another crop field back here, just to make sure that we've got more than enough food for everyone. So as our population grows, we'll have to increase the amount of food we bring in, of course. We now have 14 adults, we have 8 students, and we have 9 children. You can see the students heading into school. And we have people to do some building for us. Our farmers are done their work for the season, and now it's time for them to help out in whatever way they can. And over here we'll create another field. Have a look around and see what our world looks like from further up. There's lots of room to grow into. There's no worries about running out of space. There's nothing to worry about there. It's just this wonderful, idyllic village with so much potential. I like building games. I don't like games that are about shooting and destroying. I like building, I like creating, adding things to the world rather than taking them. And in the early part of the game, one of the best things of all is the fact that you can just build, you can just create, that you can make things happen, put in whatever you want. That limitless potential. I think that's something that's pretty fantastic. And here in our village, everything is nice and calm. There's nothing to worry about. There's no anger or stress or anxiety. It's all about relaxation and calmness and togetherness. It's a free ticket to not worry about things for a while, to just take it easy and create. Watch these families grow, live their lives here, enjoy the weather. We can watch the sun bouncing off the lake, watch the rain coming down. This nice, calm, beautiful music playing in the background. You can watch the deer. And we can grow things. Next year we'll have a nice garden ready to go. We might even have some more workers in our fields by then. It's only our second year. We have a nice, thriving, successful community. One of the newer buildings added to the game here is an apiary with bees. Sounds like fun. Let's build one of those. They also bring in food in the form of honey, of course. We're clearing out this area in case we decide we want to start moving into that area, start adding things. Need to make sure that we've got enough logs to store for firewood later in the year. We're still making sure we've got enough food. Early on, it's all about creation and setting up and staging and building, making sure everyone has enough of everything that they need. Figuring out what we need. In the game, it's very easy. There's only a few things that the people need, but in real life, it's sometimes a little trickier to figure out what you need, what you want, and whether what you want is what you need. I don't want to get too deep on you, but that's always a struggle, is to figure out whether the things that we want are the things that we need, and whether that will make us happy or just give us more to worry about. It's autumn now, it's the fall in our game. People are preparing for winter, getting ready. Our apiary is starting to get closer to completion. Builders are working away to complete that. Soon our people will have a supply of honey they can use. And now they do. Now they finish building the building. And we'll put some of our beekeepers to work there. They can bring in food over the winter. Our farmers, of course, can't bring in food over the winter here because everything's under the snow. But all of our other food gathering can continue straight through the winter. We're gonna need some more logs soon. We're gonna need our woodcutter back on the job. We still have enough tools, and we still have enough coats to make it through to another year. And so now we'll send the woodcutter to get more firewood for everyone so that we can make it through the winter. And our apiary, our beekeepers will be working hard, bringing in food for everyone. And once again, winter settles in over our little village, blanketing everything in snow, and the pace of everything calms down, slows down. People spend more time inside, relax, look back on their accomplishments from the year, what they've done, what they've managed to bring in. It's not quite winter yet here, but it's snowing already in the late autumn. Some of the children are over at the apiary. This little boy is 7 years old. Maybe his mother or father work here in the building. Oh, look, we've got our first honey. And I'll take that over to the storage barn and make sure that we've got enough of that so that everybody can get through their winter okay. The woodcutter is chopping the logs slowly and rhythmically, taking the trees and turning them into something that we can use to keep our people warm throughout the winter. It's an important job. And others making sure that they've got enough food, that everyone has enough to get by. All the jobs here are important. Everyone helps. Everyone is part of the success. And over at our pasture, we now have 11 sheep. And they'll be providing wool for us. We've got some wool already. And we'll be able to use that to make warm coats when we start to run out. Slowly, the amount of firewood we have available increases. The amount of food we have available increases. Making sure that everyone's going to make it through the winter. That our basic needs are taken care of, that we can rest without worry, without stress. It'd be a nice place to live, I think, here. Make things a bit more permanent, put in some stone roads as our way of saying this is where we've chosen to be. And all the while, the children are going to school. New children are being born. Society is growing, it's becoming larger. Parents are taking on those roles and teaching the children the jobs that they'll need when they get older to make sure that everyone is taken care of. So many things going on in life, it's something that we forget that at the very basic core, that is what we do. We're born, we grow, we take care of the generation that follows us and teach them so that they can in turn take care of the generation that follows them. Something very nice, very simple, very poetic about that. And all the while, we move slowly from just getting by, just subsisting. That's a nice word, subsisting. We go past that and we move towards thriving, growing, becoming prosperous. We're almost back towards the spring. And we'll have gone an entire year here in the town. Been a good year. Not as much growing as the first year, but more making sure, solidifying things, making things concrete, realizing things, if you will. Not realizing as in coming to an understanding about something, but as in making real, creating and bringing new things into our town, into our world. Soon the snow will clear once again and the fields will be ready for seeding and we'll begin again with making our world a place to be. Food coming in. And so everyone turns once again towards the gathering of food with our farmers and our herdsmen and our gatherers, our fishermen and our beekeepers. We've got a lot of different people trying to make sure that there's enough food to go around. And I think next year we'll have some graduating students to join us, to help us to make the dream more real. As everything returns to green, life springs up anew, the world comes to life once again, awakens in the spring of our third year. And I think that's as good a time as any to pause and reflect, think about what we've done today, and dream about the future and think about what we're going to add, all of the possibilities that still remain. Possibilities are great things. I really hope you've enjoyed spending some time with me. I enjoyed spending some time with you today, so thank you very much for that. Thank you.